you're still working. And I find that amazingly, I find it surprising. Why should anybody get surprised that I'm working at, 70? So there's this whole, society has built this norm, right? You touch a certain age, like 60 or something, and then you kind of go into a little hole and die. You don't interact with people, or you become a senior who is, pontificates and, beta, aisa karna chahiye, kind of thing. Okay, those who enjoy that, fine. Some of us don't. And so, yeah, I find it surprising that people feel that way. I have a lot of friends who are as free as I am about. We don't talk about our ages or, I still go for treks, and I did Spiti last year, and so and I don't think about it. Okay, I'll probably get a checkup before I go. Ask my doc, is it okay? If your body is allowing it and your mind is wanting it, go do it now. Or if somebody else is being able to do it, why bring him down? कि क्यों कर रहा है यार? That whole thing. इस उम्र में तुझे ऐसा नहीं करना चाहिए यार. Be a little more restrained, or be a little more, respectable. Maybe I wasn't respectable 10 years ago. I do online tutorials and I search for it, and I've always been into photography, but about a few years ago I got friendly with the people at Delhi Photography Club, and I'm pretty much a member there now. I'm a member there, but pretty much a constant member there. And I started learning about photography, the technicals of it, and even when I go for these classes or web workshops or whatever, and somebody asks me, Acha, were there any other guys your age over there? Then I have to look back. No, there weren't, but there were some really interesting people. There was a pilot over there, and there was this kid who makes ceramic ware. So I saw that. I didn't see the fact that there was nobody else over there who was my age. Stuff in voiceover. I did 2 or 3 courses in voiceover, and then I keep updating or upgrading with YouTube. And that's another thing, that nowadays you can learn so much from technology. You have a laptop, and you have YouTube, and you have all those sites that you can go to. So I've done a lot of that, but basically my learning has been in painting or art, photography, and voicing. So that's what I really love. It's a lot of freedom and affection and love and respect, but all somehow they have fallen into the right proportions, and here we are. So I've never been a pontificator to my children, right? But what we did do is that sometimes, every night we'd go for a walk, and that's where they would ask me questions what was in their minds, and so or talk about the sky, or something that happened in school, and the answers were always honest to what I knew, what I could answer. And when I couldn't, if it was a weird question which I didn't have, an answer to, I tell them that, I'm sorry, that's a good question. I haven't even thought of it, and but I'll get back. I'll tell you, and then I go and research or find out, to talk to people, and then get back and answer that question. So never had that problem. And when they grew up and they wanted to take certain courses in college, and so I never thought about saying no, my son got into fashion design and it sounded good. I was in the garment trade myself. So I said, yeah, sure, go ahead and do fashion design. And he did that very successfully. He has his own studio and he's doing very well. My daughter got into English honors, but then she went and became a filmmaker, which is also fabulous with me. I mean, she was very successful. But of course, at that point of time, my friends and all, and I'm a voiceover. I mean, most people don't even know what a voiceover is. So at that point of time, a lot of my friends told me that I was being very irresponsible for not giving my children the kind of educational backup which would, kind of help them earn a decent living or place in society with a peer group. And although people told me that, it didn't really matter to me, because what I wanted was that, these kids would be happy. And I know that, you're really happy or most satisfied when you're, doing what comes from within. And that's what happened. So they're both doing very well for themselves in their chosen lines. And, we still have amazing respect for each other. We still, we get together and we travel together, and like, knock on wood. But it's been good. So why that happened, I really can't answer. But I think if you let, it's that old analogy, you let a plant grow the way it wants to, that's when it's healthiest. And that's how it's been. Yeah. Top of the list of a healthy life is social connect, right? Good friends, good relations, good family life. And unfortunately, that doesn't come by itself. You make some efforts to maybe keep that social connect going. Meet up with friends, talk to spouse, find out what your children want to do, and be supportive. It is these things absolutely which matter. And I know that when I was younger, and friends were so much a part of life. That's where life was. So if you're talking about how important relationships are, it is right up there, above yoga, and above non-fat food and all that stuff. All that's okay. Accoutrements, it's around, it's necessary. But there's nothing, absolutely nothing which is more important than a great relationship. My 10,000 steps a day, I do my freehand, some exercises. Nowadays, you go to any walk path, you'll find an outdoor gym. So, I do some stuff over there. And I eat a lot better. I drink a lot less. And one thing which has always been good for me, that generally it's been home cooked food. I get food over here from home. I hope you're watching this, Shunu. I got a great wife who makes fantastic food. If you have a belief that there is something which is a guiding kind of force, right? If you have believed that this is probably helping you, this is being done to make you safer, wiser, whatever. If you have that belief that you're looked after, regardless of who you think is doing it, it gives you a certain stability in life, a faith in life, and a strength in life, right? If you're lucky enough to have a very clear thing, that it is this God or this faith and this is what I trust, fantastic. But if you have a, thinking, I don't believe in all the Bhagwan, Shagwan, afterlife and all that, then you're a little shakier actually, however strong you might be. In times of stress or in times of intense pressure or and not anger, great sadness, you do find that it's more convenient to have something to hang on to. Very few people actually plan for retirement. कि हम जब रिटायर हो जाएंगे तो exactly ये करेंगे, this is the money we have got and this is what we'll be doing. Very few people do that. So by and large retirement comes as a bit of a shock. कि कल तक तो मैं सुबह 6 बजे उठ के वॉक करके ऑफिस जाता था, आज मेरे पास कुछ भी नहीं है करने के लिए, and they begin to feel that they are being ignored by family and friends and so on. कि आज मैं निकम्मा हो गया हूँ, मैं nobody has any value for me. But at that point of time, if you have a passion, and a hobby would be related to passion, that's why it's become a hobby for you. If you have that keeps you, number one, active. It stops you from thinking, it keeps you mindful, right? You're not thinking about यार मेरे दोस्त लोग ये कर रहे हैं और मैं ये नहीं कर पाया, वो तो मेरा जूनियर था लेकिन ये बन गया, शायद अब मैं अपनी ज़िंदगी में कुछ है ही नहीं, what do I do now, मैं तो पागल हो रहा हूँ. So these things don't happen, you know. Mantra, in my own words, would be, I mean, you've covered a lot of it, you know, hobbies and all that. So the mantra would be recognize that old age will come, and just keep hoping it does come, and the alternative is not very good. But you will be getting old at one point of time, and there will be, you know, age might be just a number, but there are certain realities also associated with becoming older, one of them being retirement. And with retirement comes lack of earning, right? So very, very important to plan well ahead what is the kind of lifestyle I would like to lead even in retirement. Okay, it could be just roaming around the world, it could be just sitting in a room and writing, whatever. But this is my thing, and who am I? Who else will I have to look after at that time? Do I have my wife, of course? Do I have a schizophrenic son or somebody in the family who is not be able to look after himself or herself? So, you know, financial planning to a large extent, do that. And it's so important to keep yourself healthy, not for any other reason, but just to be independent in those years when you're retired. You're not a burden, not only on other people, not a burden on yourself. अब यार मैं कहीं जाना चाहता हूँ, किसी को बुलाना पड़ेगा, कोई मुझे उठाएगा, कोई मुझे ले जाएगा. As long as you can be independent physically, you start doing it today. Start doing it today to build that stamina, to build that strength. Just as an aside, not to be in the main thing, but you know, I lived with a schizophrenic brother-in-law, and he does nothing. Literally, he just sits and stares into space. He's now 60 years old, and I can see how he's deteriorating physically. Right? If I try and tell him to, he flatly refuses. And I know that very soon, one of these days, he'll have to be picked up, or he'll have to just, he'll be lying down because he can't even get up, and there will be diseases and illnesses. If that can be avoided, don't become that person. Try and keep yourself as independent as you possibly can. And what again you had so beautifully said earlier, build relationships, because when you are retired, the others in your life might still be busy with their work, and you're going to feel neglected. But if you have that bunch of people who are supportive and around you, the friends, the well-wishers, the supporters, that's when it's really going to matter. So yeah, just do these things.